Oh, no, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Yo, a sheep doesn't do anything. Oh my goodness. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So the first things first, the 12-minute timer up in the corner is not actually how long this match has taken. So what happened is I've been trying to do the intro for the past 12 minutes. Oddly enough, you would think it's pretty easy, but if I don't say the words to what I think's correct, then I just redo it. So it's been 12 minutes of that. But either way, today I want to share something with you guys that is using a free champion, kind of two, that honestly, I don't know why I wasn't using them sooner, because this is absolutely amazing, especially in the current meta of the arena, which highly involves tons of res champions. Okay, we have Marichka over here, which this is why I'm saving it, is because I got to show you guys this. I think it's kind of difficult to line this up with this champion right here, but it's amazing when it does land. Okay, so this is free champion number one, but I have a second free champion who's much more consistent, at least for me, easier to use, that everybody should get eventually, and especially when it matters, you're going to have her. But there you go. If you don't know what happened just now, Marichka reses the entire team whenever she dies, and Rhonda blocked her passive. So guys, I want to jump in here and talk about the two free options you have to basically dominate arena. Rhonda and the other free champion. Let's go ahead and get into it. Before we do, let me have a quick word from our sponsor. Eternal Evolution is a sci-fi idle RPG game that has been getting a ton of hype as of recently, guys. And when it comes to idle RPG games or hero collectors in general, one of the most important things to me is, how do these champions look? How do these heroes look if I'm going to be looking at them all the time? One of my favorite looking champions is Luke. Luke looks so good. You can see it from right here. It looks absolutely amazing. The second thing when it comes to these games is, how free-to-play friendly is it? I mean, do I have to invest a ton of money? And I can safely say that Eternal Evolution is very free-to-play friendly. One of the best things is that when you first start on a new server, they have something called the Grand Ceremony. The Grand Ceremony, once you finish it, which is very doable, 100% free to play, you're going to earn a Triple S champion, Ravenna, which is almost unheard of across many other games similar to this one. So currently they have a Valentine's Day event going on, which when participating, you can do the Valentine's Day training camp, which will allow you to do some battles, get high scores. Once you get those high scores, you're going to earn roses, which will allow you to do limited time special Valentine's summons for champions like Bailey Hudson, which is an absolutely incredible champion. Alongside the current free Valentine's Day event, you're going to have missions. You're going to have so many different ways to earn free rewards inside of Eternal Evolution. It is definitely an amazing time to get started in this game, which if you would like to get started, click the link down below or scan the QR code, which should be on that side of the screen. Once you download the game, find me in game and send me a friend request using my user ID link below. Once you send me a message, I will send you a secret promo code with 2 roses as well as 5 advanced summons. You can also use the code VDayRoses for 5 free summons in the Valentine's Day event. So a big thank you to Eternal Evolution for sponsoring today's video. The focus of today's video is mainly going to be on just the arena and kind of the current meta, which seems to be very res champion heavy and very stally. You have Mighty Uko, you have Pythion, 2 very good res champions who are very prominent in the current meta, but you also have Duchess, who's not so free, but a lot of players do have her, and you'll see her a ton in the arena. But as far as Marichka, we just now had a 10x event for her. Let me talk about what's so incredibly annoying about her kit, and that is her passive ability. Revives all dead allies with 50% HP and 75% turn meter, aka they're about to take a turn, whenever this champion is killed. That is absolutely crazy, okay? There is 0 cooldown on this ability. It is a passive. So if you kill Marichka first, you better hope they don't have another res champion. But if they have a good Marichka team, they're going to have another res champion. She gets rezzed, you have to kill her first, and then you have to kill the other res champion, because if you kill Marichka last, then she's going to res everybody, and then the res champion's going to res her, and then it's a disasterful... Is that a word? Disasterful? Sounds good. It's a terrible, terrible spiral that leads into 12-minute matches that weren't because of recording an intro. So what I want to do is, well, first off, this team right here with Rhonda, I actually had seen this from Shinny. He's come to my stream quite a bit, but I'll link his channel down below. Definitely check it out. He does some pretty high-level plat pushes, and he was using Rhonda against some Marichka teams. But it does require a little bit more game knowledge, because you don't want to hit into block debuffs. You got to be careful with the block passes being cleansed depending on how much damage you do. You gotta be careful about polymorph. There's a lot of things to be mindful of, and you also have to be careful to actually kill Marichka before the block passives goes away or before anybody else cleanses it. So there's a few things to be mindful of, but the other free option that I mentioned that I think I'm going to be using the most of is Lydia. And honestly, it's a champion that most people use every single day for Doom Tower speedruns, dungeon speedruns, but I feel like she's forgotten in the arena, because ever since Polymorphos came in, champions who debuff are a lot less valuable than they were before because of the high likelihood, especially, I mean, look right here. I have 2 polymorphs. Once I get Elva a blessing, she's going to be polymorph as well. So there's a lot of chance that you get polymorphed, but Lydia's, I guess, plus side to her kit, especially in this current meta, isn't even her debuff. So go ahead and check this out, guys. Lydia, her passive ability, doesn't place no debuff. It just prevents the enemy from being rezzed. So let's go ahead and try this Lydia team out against Pythion, Duchess, Ultimate Death Knight, and Kandrifon. This is actually a very common team, or a very similar setup to a lot of the teams that I see. Pythion, Ultimate Death Knight, another res champion, Mighty Uko sometimes, and then a big hard-hitting damage dealer. So we're going to go ahead and open with Lydia's A1. It doesn't really matter. The A2 will give us increased speed, and the strengthen, which I could use, but I don't really need it. So we're going to go ahead and use George's A3. Now, obviously, the team has some pretty crazy champions, okay? We have George the Breaker, we have Necrit, and Duchess. These champions are not very relatable, and I completely understand that, but the champion isn't the most important thing. The idea with Lydia, obviously, Lydia is needed for this team to work, but the most important thing is that Lydia is blocking the res, meaning they essentially need 2 res champions to actually get the res off on Ultimate Death Knight. So they did get the res because Duchess had Swift Parry, but this next turn, I just kill Pythion, who has no res. Well, just kidding, because Ultimate Death Knight just blocks that. But now, they have, what, another 3 or 4 turns before Pythion could ever res? But now we got Lydia to come up with the block actives, block buffs, and poison sensitivity, which is doing absolutely nothing. So now, we got a Pythion who's basically a sitting duck, or dragon, or whatever kind of lizardman snake thing he is. But he's pretty cool. Don't get me wrong, he's pretty cool, except for his mouth. His mouth concerned me. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and blast the Kandrifon. I'd use Rotos here, except for the fact that Rotos plus Force Affinity isn't a very good combo, okay? So if you bring Rotos against Pythion, Kandrifon, and Ultimate Death Knight, good luck. You're going to be sitting for a long, long match. But let me go ahead and try to find a Marichka team, which is actually kind of difficult. We're currently 92. We got a few victories on defense right now. But against teams that I'm saying, Lydia would work so well against my defense. But I just don't see her. Like, I literally never see Lydia anymore. Honestly, even better than Ramen 2. Because my team, if you block Siphi resing somebody, then she's going to have what? I mean, she has a pretty low cooldown on her res, which is 4 turns. 4 turns on Lydia, or 4 turns on Siphi, and then 3 turns on Elva. So they have pretty low res cooldowns. Lydia may not be the best option for that, but possibly better than Ramen 2, especially considering they both cleanse, and Rotos is always cleanse. So obviously, Ramen 2 is not a terrible option against my team, but Lydia could definitely be a very viable option as well. So let me know, do you guys use Lydia? Do you use her very much? But I know for me, I used to use her a ton, and then when Polymorph came out, I heavily dropped off. Here we go. Actually, this guy's beat me several times. He gets a rough team. +4 Siphi, or not +4. We have 4-star Awakened Siphi. We have a Taras and a Marichka. With this team, though, there's a few things I can do, okay? If I kill Marichka first, Siphi can't res her. If I kill Siphi first, there's no res left on the team. So if I kill Marichka first, Siphi can get back around to her res, and it can be a little bit weird. So there's definitely a few different options that I have that I can run with. But I think going with killing Siphi first would be the best, except for the fact that Taras can still do a ton of damage with Marichka alive. So let's go ahead and just kill Siphi. Or pretend that we're going to kill Siphi. We had no increased attack, so Taras has so much damage. My goodness. Also, the nice thing with having Lydia is that if Siphi does res, then my Lydia, if she's alive, will just res my dead ally, which is so, so nice. I've had it several times where she just res a dead ally. And I absolutely love that. Okay, Ursuga's back alive, unfortunately. We may die here. I'm not going to lie. We may die against this team because it's a pretty annoying team. Taras hits so hard, especially with all those buffs on him. He's a nasty champion. He's a nasty, nasty champion. So here we go. Let's go ahead and use Necrit to ally attack. And Necrit's definitely a big help on this team. For sure. Without a doubt, right? Without a doubt, a massive help. Let's go ahead and kill Ursuga. Go in for the double hit, double time. Let's go ahead and not do anything at all to Taras, basically. Okay, now we die. Okay, we didn't die. We got counterattack. Beautiful. Can we actually do something with this? We can block actives from Marichka, which isn't going to do anything because it got resisted. Luckily, he's just doing his A1s, which is not nearly as scary as that massive AoE attack. That's annoying, though. man. Fair and balanced champion 101. They're still annoying, even if I kind of have what I feel like is an answer to them. Okay, if he gets a turn, we should be good, right? He reduces so much damage being dealt to him. Like, my Georgian, who's pretty decently geared, is hitting like a wet noodle. Wet noodle Georgian. It's so bad, for real. Okay, so we got to time this out well, all right? All right, here we go. Decreased defense plus weaken. Landed on both of them, beautiful. There's no way we don't kill him, right? It's possible. How? How is that possible? AoE attack. Okay, no, single target. That's good. All this is good so far. How do we not kill that dude? Am I missing something with his passive? I know he ignores a ton of damage as it is, but man, oh man, A1 with increased attack. There we go. Now this is where it all becomes beautiful. So Lydia, after 3 minutes of a... So far, I'm not actually going to attack Taras plus Marichka teams. That's just to showcase the viability of this Lydia stuff. But Taras plus Marichka is super, super annoying because of him joining in her attacks, A1 ability or whatever. So frustrating. But watch this. Marichka dies. Just kidding. Give me a second, okay? We got some technical difficulties here. I thought he was going to join in the ally attack. Marichka dies, she reses, and Duchess comes back to life. Boom. Now we have a champion back, which is absolutely beautiful. Lydia is so good. This guy's defense is very, very annoying. Either way, with or without Lydia. Another Marichka. One more Marichka, and we're done. There we go. Perfect. This is a perfect example, okay? We have Ultimate Death Knight, Marichka, Rhodos, and Sifi. Very, very good example. 2 Stone Skin champions. Granted, Georgian is going to be much better against Stone Skin champions than basically anybody else you're going to use because he just ignores it, which is incredible. Ignoring Stone Skin is the best way to deal with Stone Skin. Just forget it everything. Oh my gosh. Yo, Georgian, you popped off, dude. I love it. You're impressive. Oh my goodness. What is going on? Is his champs not geared, or is Georgian just being an absolute wrecking ball? I really don't know. But let's see what he does here. That was a lot of damage, or very squishy champs. Let's see. A3, boom. 109,000. Okay, he's actually smacking pretty hard. Kind of surprised. Okay, either way. Let's see. Marichka. This would be super annoying before because Stone Skin Marichka is a solid build because now you just let people kill your other champions. Marichka's the last to survive, and then she reses everybody. Unless you're going against a Lydia. Then that doesn't really happen like you think it's going to happen. Which is exactly what I like. So we'll just turn on auto. Let's see what happens. Hopefully, oh, no, this is bad. This is bad. Yo, a sheep Lydia doesn't do anything. Oh my goodness. All right, guys, let's go ahead and try this one more time, okay? Oh my goodness. So be careful with your debuffs. Be very careful with your debuffs. Do not let your Lydia get polymorphed. I cannot believe that happened. That is disgusting. Like, let's see if Rhodos or Georgia was just popping off. He kind of was, but he actually did some pretty good damage there. All right, let's try for 2-0. Can we do it? Basically, fighting this team twice is basically what's happening right now. Boom. Okay, beautiful. And then boom. Okay, take that phone call just a minute. Okay, Rhodos, do not proc an extra turn. Do not do it, buddy. Okay, wait, no. Sifi is not taking a turn yet, so we have to kill her. If we don't, then she just wins. Okay, no, did she already res? I don't even know. It doesn't really matter. We're fine now. We're fine. Man, oh man, that was kind of annoying, but that's something to be careful about. The polymorph. The same thing can happen to Rhonda. Just be very careful if you're gonna try to, finish off the enemy, and don't get yourself polymorph because a polymorph Lydia cannot do anything. But hey, there you go. Lydia blocked the res. Worked out perfectly. Flawless. All right, it's an actual... Okay, there we go. Perfect, guys. All right, so let's take a look at these champions' builds. So the first up is Lydia. She's in a shield set, though if you have bolster, much better. I do have my Duchess running in a bolster set, so it's a even bigger protected shield. Shield and bolster work very well together. So she's in a shield set, high HP. She's pretty fast, so that when she uses that passive ability, once it goes on cooldown, that she has a higher chance of getting back around to it and using it again. Her accuracy is kind of low. I'd rather it to be higher, because if she can have a chance of placing specifically the A3 ability, that's going to be great. And as far as her masteries go, she actually has a, I think, Hydra build, so War Master. But if you don't go Hydra, then maybe just go Eagle Eye, more accuracy, or pick whatever else you need. Maybe even Oppressor, timely intervention, better yet, to get you some extra turn meter whenever an ally drops below 25% HP. Next champion is Rhonda. So Rhonda is just built for damage, doesn't need accuracy. Her A2 ability can't be resisted, so don't need any accuracy for that. Just make sure she's going relatively fast. Don't put her 0 speed, like don't have base speed. She's 186 for me. It's not very fast, not like super fast, not super slow, kind of just in the mid tier. Good damage, good crit rate, 100%, good crit damage, accuracy, irrelevant, decent HP, and defense is okay, but I haven't worried about either one of those. Really just make her fit whatever team you're using, and you're gonna be good to go. Just make sure she can actually kill whatever champion she's trying to place that block passives on, because if not, then you're not gonna be able to do very well with the whole blocking Marichka, right? She doesn't kill her, but she should be able to. This ability hits pretty hard, and it hits for 3 times. So you should be fine. Her masteries, there we go. So guys, don't forget to download Eternal Evolution. Give it a try. I'll be doing some more videos on it this week as well as next week. So once again, big thank you to Eternal Evolution for sponsoring this video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.